Hello there everyone, this is Brad, aka MegaTrain, and it's been actually a day or two since I recorded my last episode where I went up and got my villagers, and I've been working on some things since then. Falling in the water. If I jump up here, you can see I've actually got a lot going on. I've got quite a few villagers. Enough so that I was able to actually spawn an iron golem. And he is not my first. If I look at my inventory, I've got 6 iron ingots. There were a couple of them that spawned outside here. I pushed them off to the bottom of the ocean, went down there and killed them. So I actually have some iron, which is very nice. So let me show you what I've been doing that allowed those guys to spawn so much. Really, I've kind of reorganized a few things on the island. Each of my different biome areas I've fenced in. And this one has spawned a sheep just a moment ago, actually. And this area is the one that keeps spawning my ocelots. And outside of each one, I've got kind of a little tree farm, if you will. These are my pine trees. 5 of those. Here's my oak trees. Here's my jungle trees. I just actually chopped this big one down a moment ago, and I've got my other ones over here. My mob farm has been kind of slow and consistent. Hasn't been doing tons, but it's been keeping me full of zombie meat. The other thing that it's done is given me a couple of rare drops. I've got a well-used bow. I've got a pair of golden boots that I put on, and a few other things. Let me show you my drop chest here. So a bunch of gunpowder, 1 string left from my prior, well, from my fishing rod that I made, basically. Decent amount of bones, a few other random things, and I'm holding on to my arrows and my rotten flesh for the moment. But the other thing that I've been doing, which really gave those villagers enough time to multiply up to the point that they're at, is I've been doing a lot of wood harvesting. You can see I've got a bunch of apples here, and I have a ton of oak. And this is for the expansion of my my village. I've got a plan. I've actually built a design on one of my other games that I'm happy with, and so I'm actually going to use that design here for this. And I needed a ton of oak, and got a medium amount of jungle wood as well, and I will be using them both. So before I start building that out, the only other thing that I'd like to do here is I want to actually start my farm. I don't have any farm going on yet, so let me get sugarcane growing. Pumpkin is not a food source, it's not a trade source, it gives me jack-o'-lanterns. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. Cocoa beans, I don't know, cactus, not a big deal. These are not priority. I have got some decent mushrooms. I have not used any more bone meal on those mushrooms, so those have kind of been spawning slowly here in the middle, which isn't bad at all. But sugarcane is the one that's going to enable a bunch of trades. So let's see where I want to put my farm. Alright, so the main thing that I'm going to need, let me put some of this stuff back, just to clear my inventory. Ladders, fences I'm going to use, sticks I'm going to need all I can get. Some of this stuff I probably won't use as much. Spruce planks. Alright, so I'm going to need a ton of oak wood. Let me start with 4 stacks. And I'm going to show you what my design is going to look like here. Basically, I'm going to start with a 36 by 36 platform. So pretty good sized, and right in the middle of it I'm going to have an 18 by 18 iron golem farm. So that's kind of the basic design. I've got some nice features I'm going to put on the edges. So I'm going to show that to you guys here. And I'll probably do a time-lapse build. Alright, let me pause my build process here and show you what I've got. At this point I have half the slab I'm ultimately going to have. This is pretty big already, but it's only 36 by 18 so far. I've kind of laid out what the center of this is going to look like so you can get an idea here. These 4 represent where the hole's going to be, where the iron golems are going to be able to fall down. This little ring represents the edge of the golem spawn, the golem farm, and I'm going to have water on the edge of that. Now it's actually an 18 by 18 inside, so that I've got a full 8 from the edge to the edge of this, so that I can get full 8 of water run there. And so it looks like a whole lot of space, but I think you can maybe start to get the picture of what it's ultimately going to come out to here, and kind of the way that it looks. So I'm going to actually work on my outer wall for just a second. The outer wall is going to be 2 high, plus a slab on top of that, so I don't get spawning there. And I'll show you, I'll come back and show you what that's going to look like and what my design is. Thanks. Alright, I am pretty much halfway done, as I said. I've taken out my little temporary shelter. The villagers can frolic in this little in-between area. This center area is going to be filled with water, and that's going to be my iron golem spawner. This is all the doors I had around my temporary shelter, plus about 6 or 8 more. So that's about 40 doors, and so they're already starting to multiply again. And I'm going to have 40 more doors all the way across the other side of this shelter. So I don't know that I'm going to do the whole other half of it tonight. I may do just the other half of the center section, and get my make a bucket with my 3 extra iron. I've used 3 of my iron already for an iron axe, which has come in handy so far, so that I can get my iron golem farm going. But I'll probably distribute some torches around, and I'll be back shortly. Alright, welcome back. I am pretty much done with my village design here. Let me give you guys a tour. I've got a 18 by 18 area surrounded by walls. In the center, this is my iron golem spawner. Let me creep forward here and show you guys what we got going on. And I've built a pretty good sized hole here. It's about 8 or 9 blocks down, and that is far enough so that the Minecraft doesn't consider them to be still in the village. So they'll spawn, they'll drop out of sight, and then more will keep spawning. So I haven't quite. I need to build like a tunnel to come underneath and gather all the materials, though. But I can drop a few sand down there and knock those guys out and get some good supply of iron going. Alright, basically the water pattern here is on the opposite walls. I've got water blocks across the entire wall, and on the far side there. And then right in the center of each of the ends, I've got just 2 water blocks, and that gives me a nice current and with no dead spots. Alright, so let me show you the rest of what I got going on here. As I said, all my doors are on the inside. On the outside, I've got little cubby holes. All this is some planks, a half slab on top so they can't jump up, and a fence in front. And all you have to do is switch to your fences, push a guy into place, and drop a fence right in front. And what you can do once you've done that, take a look at his trade, figure out whether this is a guy worth keeping or not, and if he's worth keeping, you can label him. So this is 20 coal. Is the deal that he's offering me an emerald for 20 coal. I've got a couple other guys here that I've already pre-labeled. $3 leather cap. This guy is charging me 3 emeralds for a leather cap, so that's my shorthand for there. Let's get this guy into place. See what he got. He wants 10 for a compass, and that is a pretty lousy trade. So I'm going to say bye-bye. So all I have to do here, now the back wall, if you remember, is 2 planks with a slab on top. So if you point right to that flag, drop 2 sand, everyone stands around watching him die. He'll disappear in a moment. So these booths are really, really convenient. If you put them all the way around, then it's very, very easy to push these guys into one of them when you're ready to do so. You will find just as easily that they will go in on their own. Even when they're kids, you can trap them in, and when they grow up, they're already in place. The only downside of this this mechanism is that they will not breed, have kids when they're in here. They're not close enough together or something. So you have to leave a couple out to roam free, or unlock and allow a couple to come out later in time to do that. So I've, as you can see, I've got lots of kids still growing up here because of all my extra doors. I've got plenty of iron waiting for me. I've actually used, made a full set of iron tools here, which is handy. I probably could make a full set of iron armor. I got a pair of golden boots that a zombie dropped. It's almost dead. Been whacked on a little bit. But that is the design of my village. I'm going to wait for these guys to grow up. I'm going to put them all into some slots, and hopefully that'll start giving me the trades that I need. Let's get this. There we go. So thanks for watching. We'll call this an episode. We'll trap this guy in here. Oh. He says no. 9 gold. I know you will kill me. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.